Hey guys, my name is Mike Munzing with Munzing Mortgage Group. Been down in Orange County here, about 30 years working with you on the lending side. It's been a lot of fun. Love working with you realtors, and especially love working with your buyers. Be sure and let me know when you get a good buyer, a tough buyer. We'll try to find to make it work. Call me anytime, 949-689-5626. Did you have a great 4th of July? I tell you what, it was fantastic. Once again, I'm blessed to be the mayor of Aliso, Viejo, so we had a beautiful setting out there. They even let me speak to about 4,000 or 5,000 people for a bit. That was awesome. And I tell you what, the fireworks show, it's great being right underneath the fireworks show. Check this out. That is a lot of fun. It was super cool. Stuff was falling on me. It was awesome. This week, we're going to look at Stephen Thomas's report. You can find that over at reportsonhousing.com. Stephen is great. He's a statistician. He looks at Orange County's real estate market, goes through the MLS, really digs out the nuance for us and lets us know what's going on. What he is saying is that the summer market is here. It's not heating up. It's slowing down. It's really not as strong for the sellers as it was, and the buyers are working their way up, much like I said last week. But what does he talk about here? He says basically the cyclical summer slowdown is upon us. He's got a couple of summer tips for the sellers. Mostly is do not overprice your homes. Now is not the time to overprice your listings. Get them out there, get them priced right, get them sold, which is great. Now on the other side for the buyers, he wants to remind them that it is not a buyer's market yet. So you got to be careful. You want to go for that fair market price. You don't want to try to really gouge it because you may not get that home because another buyer may be right behind you. But also, if the market is hot, if you're in one of those niche markets where it's really hot, below 750, a great area, you may need to push the envelope a bit to push the other buyers behind you and out of the picture. So sometimes you need to step up, pay a little bit more, but that is only in the hottest parts of the market. Now, on the next page, he talks about the luxury market. Now, the demand for the luxury market has dropped about 19% in the last month. And that's for properties above $1 million. Now, the time on market for the whole area above $1 million has certainly been swelling, but be aware of that. The bigger the properties, the slower they're moving. Now, for overall active inventory for all of Orange County, that has gone up by 8% in the last 2 weeks. We're seeing that great rise in available properties. It's great for our buyers. You and I, we work with the buyers. I'm the lender. I work with the buyers. I like seeing them having more options, more properties to look at, and hopefully get some more deals into escrow. Now that is 8% up, or 236 homes to a level now over 7,000 of 7,104 properties once again in the last 2 weeks. Now for demand. Demand has continued to fall in the last 2 weeks. We are down 3% or 102 properties, and that brings us to 2,887 escrows, properties in escrow. Once again, that's how Stephen rates demand, or properties in escrow. Now it's time for a couple of Stephen's summaries here. He puts a summary in the back for you. A couple of things are for homes priced below $750,000. That is still an extremely hot market. I've talked about that before. And the expected time on market is still just 47 days. This range represents 44% of the active inventory and 69% of the demand. So that's why it's such a hot market, the discrepancy there between the inventory and the demand. Next is the expected time on market for all of Orange County, and that number has increased from 66 to 74 days in the past month. As I said, it's moving towards the buyer's side, moving a little bit less from the total seller's market. Still a seller's market, but it's moving away from that a bit. And when it transitions to a balanced market, that's when you're anywhere between 90 and 120 days on average for time on market for the whole county. And finally, there were 3,025 closed sales in the month of May, and that is a 9% increase over March and a 3% increase over last year's 2,930 closings. Just gives you a good overview, gives you an idea what's going on in the market, gives you more stuff to talk about with your buyers and your sellers, especially if you're going for those listings. Be sure and keep them from overpricing those listings. Should be a great weekend. Call me with those buyers. Have them go onto my website at www.mikemunzing.com. Pull up my online application. That's very handy. You can send it out to them. them. It's a PDF. You can send them over there. Either way, I love that because they can fill it out, get it to me, I'll pull their credit, and we'll be ready to go. Well, have a fantastic weekend. I'm here for you. I'm here for your buyers and your sellers if they have questions. Whatever you need, long time out here. I love it. Love working with you. Well, God bless you. God bless your family. God bless this beautiful country. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.
Money, 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 money.